Hello there, my name is Thomas O'Regan and I'm a professional property investor here in Australia. Now I wanted to speak to you guys about interstate investing today because it is something that I love doing and I've done for the last 4 years, and ever since I started investing interstate, I started making a substantial amount of money, and more money than I ever made in my job, in my full-time job, in my entire career, in investing than I did prior to that. Right, so that's pretty cool. And I did the whole thing. I made all the money in states that I've never been to and never went to when purchasing the properties. Now, you're probably thinking, how the hell is it possible to buy a property in a state that you not only have never been in, but you don't even go to when you purchase the property itself? Now, I would say when it comes to investing, what really matters is the research and the understanding of the marketplace. Okay, so whether you are there physically or not, and obviously there are caveats, or there's some situations where you can get insider knowledge by being there, or you can see things that you need to be there for to make profit. But the way I invest, you don't need to be there. You just need to. What I am best at is understanding markets and understanding affordability and understanding capital growth potential and understanding what the rebuild costs are and understanding what is an undervalued property on a national scale. So whether I'm in Sydney or wherever, could be in any state, even in another country, I can still look at a marketplace in Australia or any other country in the world and determine whether it has got potential capital growth due to those factors I just mentioned before. Now, that's great. So you now, hypothetically, you know how to do the research now, but that doesn't really answer the question of how do I competently buy properties interstate. Now, the thing about building a property portfolio is the best property investors are not hands-on on their property portfolio. They employ professionals to take charge of all the different stages and all the different steps that are required in purchasing a property and owning a property, and the ongoing maintenance, upkeep, and management of the property. Now, if you have 10 properties, I hope you do not manage them all yourself, because it's the worst idea. Why would you manage your properties yourself when you can just pay someone to do so on your behalf, just a very small fee? So my point is, if you have a property in your own state, even in the area where you live, or overseas or interstate, just get professionals to manage it, so you don't have to yourself. And these professionals will obviously, if you pick them right, do a far better job than you could on your own anyway. Now, you're probably wondering as well, what about when you purchase the property? How can you possibly purchase a property if you haven't physically inspected it yourself? Now, every property I purchase, I get a building and pest report done, and I get a video walkthrough, and I get someone that I trust to take a look at the property before I purchase it. And basically, that doesn't mean the real estate agent you're buying the property off. That means someone else, whether it is a property manager you're looking to engage to manage the property once you have it rented, once you settle on it, or a handyman that needs to do some renovation on the property, and their job would to be highlighted things about the property that the sales agent is probably hiding from you, because the sales agent will typically only want to show you the best parts of the property and not show you the worst parts of the property, right? So basically, you need to have the property inspected by someone that you trust. And I would say getting a building and pest inspection done, that is the easiest way to get that done, because not only, and you should do a building and pest inspection with any property you purchase anywhere, even if you've been to it yourself. And that's just sound investing. That's investing 101, investing in properties, that is. If you're not doing that, that's really stupid. Don't ever buy a property unless you had a building and pest done, right? Because the building and pest report will uncover things that you are not aware of and you have not seen yourself. Maybe you don't understand what an unstructurally sound or what a problem, a building with mass or structural issues looks like. Maybe it's under the ground, maybe you can't see it, maybe it's in the walls, whatever. The building and pest guy will uncover that when he does his report there for you. If there's any termites in the wall, he'll uncover that as well. And you may as well, if you're interstate, ask him, hey, can you get some, I'm interstate, can you get some extra photos and just give me a general rundown of the property, its condition as well anyway, because I've never seen it myself in person. And they'll be happy to do that because you're paying them a fee for their service anyway. So, I guess you can't buy a property without a conveyancer. You need a conveyancer or a lawyer to settle the property, and once again, doesn't require you to be in that state or out of the state or whatever. The point is, you can buy properties interstate, and I find it actually easy to buy properties interstate because it doesn't, I don't have the urge to try and do anything to that property myself. I just get everything outsourced that needs to be done, and it takes very little of my brain power to own and operate these investment properties interstate. Delegation, and make sure I have the best team members working for me with my portfolio. Thanks, guys. Bye.